Hey there, welcome in to the Spalding Brothers show. I'm your host, Wyatt Spalding, with my co-host, Weston Spalding, and we are the number one Spalding show on YouTube, probably the only one. And if we're not, we're still gonna say we are. So we are number one Spalding show on YouTube. How's it going, Wes?
It's going pretty good. We haven't done one of these for a while.
Yeah, definitely just been busy with life and all that stuff. Last time we did one was right before I was headed to your place to play in that tennis tournament with you.
Oh, dang, we didn't do one since, what was that, July?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably beginning in July.
yeah.
But life gets in the way. We have jobs, so why not? As long as we keep podcasts going, who cares? We get one out now, so we'll go into let's go into our tennis. So recap: Wes and I played in a tennis tournament together. We played doubles together. We had not played doubles together for 14 years, where Wes never really played doubles, but I just needed a partner. This time, Wes actually wanted to learn to play tennis like several months ago. And he was like, yeah, let's play in a tournament. I was like, okay, cool. And so, of course, I had to go to Weston because I can never get him to come here because he's way more busier than I am. And yeah, I went to the tournament and we thought we made a pool. Had a post come out like a month ago. Well, we make it to the semifinals, get on the first round, win the championship. And we got out in the first round. There was no losers bracket, which was kind of a bummer, but I get it. There was a lot of people in the tournament. But we competed. That was the big thing, is that we didn't get killed. Little recap. We first time we ever played, we lost like 6-0, 6-0, maybe 6-1. We might have won in one game. But this time we lost 7-6 and we lost like 7-1 in the tiebreaker. And then we lost 6-4, which 6-4 is pretty good. It's only a break. It's like losing 2 points in basketball, kind of, for those of you that don't play tennis. But 6-4 is not bad. So I thought we competed very well. So I was pretty happy about that, even though we lost.
Yeah, I feel like if we had a warm-up match, we would have done a little better. I was definitely nervous and wasn't getting my serve in, but then towards the end, I was getting my serve in, and then it was going a little better.
It was so funny because like you got your serve in, and like I think you had got your first serve in. You got your serve in. You didn't double fault, so that was good. But you got your first serve in only 4 times, and all 4 of those times you aced them. It was
And now,
hilarious.
yeah,
That was
it's just
hilarious.
like, if I just, I don't know. I didn't know how to let up and take some off of it to get it in, and then,
Yeah.
or I just didn't get over and get a point going. So,
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like for you, it was better we played doubles first because I could tell you'd be nervous. And I stayed pretty calm because like, well, if he's gonna get mad, and if I get mad, it doesn't help. So I just like try to stay calm. And like when we lost that first set in a tiebreaker, I felt like a big sigh of relief. Like I don't like I played kind of tense in the first set because it's first match and you're kind of nervous. And like, I'm used to like playing like guys that are like 10, 20 years old than us in Nebraska at that level. And these guys are like our age, so they're athletic. And yeah, I was just like, all right, we competed. Like, we're in this thing. So, and we lost 6-4. We're up 4-3. But those guys were pretty good. I mean, Dad did mention that sometimes, so we played at a 3-0 level. Sometimes 3-5 people will go down and play 3-0 in tournaments to win. So, like, what the better dude that was the two of the players, I swear that guy had to be 3-5. That guy
yeah,
was
he seems way better than his partner.
Yeah, like his partner
He had
was
a good little
good.
slice on his serve. Like
Yeah,
it's
his
yeah,
partner was a good like 3-0 player, but
yeah.
like the other dude knew how to put certain spin on it, and he probably was 3-5, and you can do that. I mean, you can play down. So yeah, I mean, we did pretty good for like not really playing together ever, and then uh I mean, we kept it close. Like tiebreaker, who knows if we win that tiebreaker? Maybe we do win the match, but
We fell
then.
apart in tiebreaker. We just like
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened, but it was like 5-1, and I was just like, all right. is
Yeah.
not going too hot. Cause we
Yeah.
kind of we didn't we fight to put it into the tiebreaker?
Yeah. Like we were down 5-6 and we made it 6-6. And
Yeah.
then like it was just
I was
going
like,
back and forth.
we're gonna get this tiebreaker. And then it was like, I don't know, they just like took off and I was like, oh crap. I
Yeah.
think
And then like what do you think after the first set? Did you think we were gonna win still or what?
I was like, all right, I guess we're just gonna come back.
Yeah, me too. I was just like,
But we couldn't get a break. Like we just weren't able to get a break. And I think the last game, I was like, all right, we got it. Like this is it. We gotta get a break right here. And
and
then
it's sometimes like I maybe let you take too many at the net, but it was like I kind of wanted you to um because for us to win with my slice serve, and if you could just put it away with your strength, and it
mhm,
worked sometimes, but like we were
mhm,
just weren't consistent enough. And then I tried to bunt it too much on like a serve return because like they were in pretty hard, so like I just couldn't keep up with like the serve return on when they uh, get it off the bounce. And so there are some I probably could have just swung through, and I probably ran around my forehand one too many times. But yeah, just like mistakes here and there. And I knew like you would hit some out because like you haven't played as much as anyone in that match really. So
mhm.
yeah, for the first time we didn't do that bad.
Yeah. So like the more we play, the better we'll get together.
Yeah,
Like so it'll be fun when I get a little more consistent and then we can really like get into tournaments. We gotta have like a little stretch where you come out, or I don't know, maybe I go to Nebraska and we play like 2 to 4, like bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
yeah. The
There's
big
a because I've been like sending you tournaments, like what is it? There's a couple like clay tournaments here in Denver. They're like indoor courts, which is kind of cool.
it is cool.
But yeah, I'll have to get a couple in the spring or something, or just have to find, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of research and there's a lot of places where you just show up for like a social and then like play. So we just
Yeah.
gotta play more. It's just hard when you're a whole 7 hours away.
Yeah, and then like it's not like we're in high school where you can just practice all the time too.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I can practice a little more than you can, but uh, you know, it's just different. We're not 19, we're 29, so but it'll be
Yeah.
fine. We are athleticism, and it's not like we're playing at the highest level anyway. Like that's what kept us in it too. It's like it's not like you've never played tennis. I mean, you've been playing tennis on and off since we were like 13. So
Yeah, it was hard though. Like the mental side of tennis,
yeah.
like I'm like, okay, I'll be focused. But then you have so many thoughts like pop in your head. Sometimes you even start thinking about stuff that's not has to do with tennis. You're like, oh, I
Yeah,
gotta do
I do
this
it all
thing.
the
You're like,
time.
I'm like, yeah.
And then like you did pretty good in singles. Like I think that helped you with singles because you played doubles first. You came back and you won in a tiebreaker, your first singles match.
Hmm. Yeah, that was I got like beat 2-6 and I was pissed. And then I started getting my serve in more, just playing more aggressive.
Yeah,
And then I could tell like that I was just more of a competitor than the other guy.
yeah,
So I was kind of like, I'm gonna beat this guy. But then the second match, that dude was a competitor, and we both had the game of like, hey, we're competing. We're not gonna talk to each other till after the match. Like, we're not
right.
friends right now. Like, we can be friends after, but we're not friends right now. The first guy was like chatting up with me in between like games. And I'm just like, it was good. I mean, chatted with him because I didn't want to be like a dick, but just like it's like, dude, we're in the middle of a match. Like, we're trying to beat each other right now. I don't know how you do this. Like, maybe he's trying to get in my head. Maybe he's trying to get
I
like,
played a lot of guys like that actually, like that talk, but they're still competitive. Because
yeah,
like the tournament that I won last year in 3-0, everyone was like that, but they were
that
still
is
competitive.
so weird to me. Like, I would not talk to somebody like that in basketball. You know?
Yeah, it's just different. I mean, also it's like, I mean, not that he's not competitive. You want to win, but it's also 3-0.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
I mean, when I like if you play in like 4-0, 4-5, the open, you play for money sometimes. So that's
Hmm.
way different. Like 3-0 is like, man, no one gives a shit about our match. Like, except for maybe a couple family members and us, you know. So, but then too, it's like you just have to like No, you keep that competitiveness. Like you talk to them a little bit
Maybe
here and there, and
maybe just like keeps them loose, you know? They
yeah,
stay
it does.
loose.
Like it would keep me loose. Like you skipped over a match. We had to play each other. I got a shitty draw because my guy forfeited, so I didn't get
Yeah,
to play. So I had to play you first,
that
and
sucked.
yeah, it did suck
Yeah.
because well, I really wanted to beat you, and I've only beat you once, but yeah, and I did better like mentally, but also you like would run everything down. So I was like, what the frick, man? Like, just runs everything down. Like, and then too, like, I don't know. I only played one match too, so I don't know. You played good though. Like you played better because you didn't try to kill everything, like the
Hmm.
doubles match. And then uh I did better as the match went on because I started to play some more. You just like got to it and
It's
stuff.
some good points though.
We did. That's what was making me so mad. Like, God, that was like just a huge rally. And like there was one where like I like ran and like I was on the move and I got the ball, but I like ran to the fence because I was trying to recover so much ground. And then like you hit it for a winner because I was like, there's no way I can recover that now. So I was just hoping you hit it out. But
I remember in our doubles match, you had this crazy shot. Like you were on the right side of the court, and you hit like a backhand, and then it sailed up and just landed right on the net and then fell up to the other side. Now, like you had another good backhand like that, where you just kind of like stuck your racket out and just dinked it like, and it just
yeah,
like went over and barely got on the other side of the net and they couldn't get to it.
yeah. And then like
Do you plan
uh
on doing that, or are you just like reactively
I
sticking your
just
racket
react.
out?
I know how to block it because like I play so many guys. So I just
Yeah.
know how to block it and everything. And the thing that's like different now, like I was in the other day off my ball machine, and so the looser your strings are, it gives you power. And if you tighten your strings more, it's more for control. And so dad tightened my strings, and he's never really done that before. I mean, he tightened them a little bit here, but it's more for power.
Hmm.
So he tightened them for control, and my game's like way better now.
Isn't
Like
that
I can just
crazy?
place it wherever I want because I'm not that strong of a guy. And
Yeah.
like I can hit shots that are powerful, but it's just like I need like my game's placement. And so that's what I do. And I was like, shit, man, if I had this like during the tournament, who knows? But I don't know. Like my slides, my one hand backhand is like way better now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun. Um, I was thinking like competitively, like for me, like yeah, if I really wanted to play matches like it would have been I would have played in the Nebraska one because like there's a losers bracket. Here it's just one and done. But like I wanted to do it because it wanted to be fun to play with you and I felt like it helped you like get your nerves out of wanting to play a tournament. So like it was fun to watch you like go to the colors and then like those two matches, the one before and then after you played me, it was fun because like you didn't you lose in straight sets, but it was 6-4, 6-4, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was up 4-1 and lost that first set.
Yeah, that kind of did suck. And the
I
guy
was struggling so hard with my serve. I could not get my serve in.
Yeah,
I was like really trying to focus on controlling my emotions, and
yeah,
that was hard. Yeah.
that is hard. That's super hard, and like I just enjoyed watching you because like you're so athletic, and I knew like I thought you'd win the match, but I knew at some point like I was serves kind of like affect him because like you're just not that consistent yet, you
Mhm.
know. Like it would just and it just happened, and then the guy figured out your game too because you were like serving balling him at first, and that's how you were
Yeah.
winning, and then the guy kind of figured it out, and
Mhm.
he put like. When you played him, was he in like a bunch of slice forehands, like backspin
Yeah.
on
He
you?
had a crazy slice serve. One time he just took me like all the way off the court, like into the fence. I was just like, this is gonna be a long match. It's like the first game or something. And yeah, he could put some spin on the ball. And then yeah, he did start figuring out my game.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I really was figuring him out. I was just trying to figure my own game out, I guess. But yeah, I was like coming to the net a lot at the beginning, then he kind of figured that out. And then he started almost just kind of like hitting it until I would mess up. And then I would like not hit one hard enough and he'd put it away. So he was good about that too. He's
Nice.
tall too. So it's not like it's the more athletic and taller somebody is, the less room for error, I feel like, if they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
and he was, pretty aware of what he was doing. He was also pretty new. That was like his second tournament. After the match, we talked, and he was pretty good for that only being his second tournament. So
Yeah.
tennis will be nice because you meet a lot of people,
Yeah.
and uh, it just can get so competitive.
Uh,
It's funny though, the better you get. So once you get past like 4-0, it looks like if you just look at brackets and stuff, it's eight guys, 4-5, eight guys, 5-0. I feel like it's so much harder to get to that level.
yeah. So when I was talking to Dad, he was saying how like seating, it doesn't really matter at like our level. Like I was
Yeah.
a four seed, but only because I had played more tournaments, you know.
Hmm.
And so yeah, and you're like you're the four seed, it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't really mean shit. And but like at 4-0, 4-5, it does matter. Like there's a big difference. And
Hmm.
so if you're seated or not. And yeah, it will be interesting to see like throughout the years, like when we're like 40s, where we'll be. Like we'll both be in like if I'm still 3-0, I don't mind. If I'm 3-5, that'd be cool. I don't know if I'll make it a 4-0 or not, which is fine with me. But like you, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
What do you think it would take with you and your disability to play at a 4-0 level?
I would have
I don't really watch a lot of 4-0 players, so I don't even know what that
I
looks
would have to
like.
be like just super well consistent and like the harder someone hits, I would just have to be able to react so well. It's like all the negative stuff, like all things that makes it hard because of my disability. I'd have to be
Hmm.
like super good at, like
Hmm.
just perfect at, honestly. And then like if you just gave me the ball. I mean, I could be 4-0 if like I just kept the ball in so well. And
Hmm.
but then like they hit harder. I mean, I'd have to hit pretty hard. So and like I mean, I do hit hard, but it's also like I'm not a really built big guy either. So I'd have to ask dad more on that. But like mom's, she was a 4-0 at the highest when she played a lot. And it wasn't, I mean, she wasn't like super strong, but mom was just super consistent and like,
It was a wall,
yeah.
legit wall.
So like that would be me. Like I just would be a wall and I could just like get everything back. And
I never played mom in tennis, but I just played her in ping pong that one winter break.
yeah,
It'd be like, dude, she could do like 50 hits. Just
yeah,
one. She's like, oh, I was beat her all day. And you're
yeah,
just like, damn it. And then you mess up before she even
yeah.
goes for a winner.
Oh, I
It's
know.
actually, it's got to be very, very like open, like 100% success rate if she's going for a winner.
I remember like when she'd play jazz, it was like super intense. I remember like they were just going at it. Like it was so
Yeah, you could
competitive.
like feel the tension. It was like
Yeah. Nobody like
nobody wanted to
said,
talk.
yeah, no one said anything. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it was fun and uh like I honestly think like if you practice enough, you could move up pretty quick. And then
That's one of my
like
goals. Become
yeah,
4-0.
yeah, I mean, and not saying I couldn't either, but let's face it, like it's the CP factor. Like you're just stronger and faster and better quickness, like hand-eye coordination, stuff like that. But I also play this so I can just do good in Special Olympics.
Yeah.
It helps like a lot because people are like, why is like I'll do good at my Special Olympic tournament sometimes, and they're like, well, I just play a lot of people that don't have disabilities. It makes a huge difference
Hmm.
most of the time. And I'm not playing like at the top with the people that have disabilities, which some of those guys are forward players.
Hmm.
And then but I play with guys that are like probably if they sign up for a tournament, they play 3-0 just I guess.
Yeah.
Helps it. So, but yeah, it was a good experience and definitely probably do more of it as well. And let's see what happens with our record.
Yeah. So going to the next part that we talked about, last part of 2024. So we got September, October, November, December. We got 4 months. Why? What are some of your goals that you have, whether business, life, or athletically, going into these last 4 months? Maybe they're like smaller goals for a bigger goal, or what are you working on right now?
Well, I'm kind of now more getting more official that I am going to move out and live on my own for like the
Let's
first
go.
time. I mean, I lived in a dorm like for 2 years, but I don't know if that really counts. I mean, it counts some, but not really. I don't feel like it does, you
Little
know?
background. Literally, you were about to sign a lease back in 2020, and wasn't it the day before you were about to sign this lease, COVID happened and everything got shut down?
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the last episode too a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
like that shut down, like that happened and stuff, and kind of like to be, say the same thing over and over every episode, but like, so like it's not just like living on your own, it's just like, learning to like be a 29-year-old or shit. I feel like I'm like 22 or 19 even, because like I never really experienced living on my own or being independent, which you usually do after high school and
Hmm.
college, mostly after college. But yeah, I mean, like I grew up. The hard thing for me is like I grew up fast. We both kind of did. I kind of learned a lot of life lessons, but also like I missed a lot of stuff too. It feels like I missed a part of like being independent and seeing what it's like to be out on your own from your parents. I, but the upside was like I don't know, I just I matured a little faster than others just because of some of my life experiences. So that was good. Like
Hmm.
emotionally probably, but like physically, like going out and doing stuff and trying to be like dependent on yourself. I never really got to do. So this is a big stepping stone. It's probably like that's a big goal, but like, like smaller goals go into it, like being able to like meet more people or, go out and like use transportation is a big part for me to do. One, it costs like a shit ton. And two,
Yeah,
like,
you didn't exactly pick the best time economically to decide to try to go out on
yeah,
your own, but
yeah,
there's
but
never a great time.
that's
And with
never.
that being said, how you said you like feel like you're on like the 22 age range, I would say an accurate percentage of your life that you were sick was one third. Like,
Probably.
so
It's
if you think about
definitely,
that,
yeah,
almost 30, back it up around like 8 to 10 years. So you're, even though whatever, most 22-year-olds are maybe doing what you're doing now, it's like you're still on track because you just had to, it's like you were, if it's levels of a game, it's just like, oh, you just had some breaks as you were going to those
yeah.
levels.
And
Yeah.
I'd experienced some stuff where I like I had to make some decisions like you shouldn't really have to make it 18, 19 years old. You make like way down your life because of medical stuff, but or learn lessons that you should learn later. But like that, I felt like I grew up a lot because like when we were like 19, 20, I didn't really like to do some of the stuff that college kids like to do because it's just like, what's the point? Like it's kind of dumb. I don't know. It just like,
Yeah.
and so
You're like, it's kind of a waste of time. And
yeah,
then
just like
now
huge
you're like,
waste
oh,
of
yeah, it was kind of a waste of time,
yeah.
but it's fun.
Yeah. So it's just like to me, it was just a huge waste of time. Some stuff like I didn't really party at all. My sophomore year, I didn't really care. And
Hmm.
then like I was like also in like a terrible mood. I like hated everybody. I just hated
Yeah.
like I don't know. I was very mad about my recovery from back surgery and all this stuff. Didn't know what to do. And I thought I was gonna be like mom and dad were gonna get a place like after because I remember having a discussion with mom for, but then like I had to go back home. Had a couple big fights with mom and dad about like having to live at home when we were like 20. I was 21. Yeah. Well, yeah, when I was 21. We were 21 sophomore year. And so yeah, it's just really hard. And then but also it's like I still have like probably the mind of like a 29-year-old, you know? Like I'm
Hmm.
still like 29 years old. I want to be responsible, pay the bills, but also like have some fun, like, experience what it's like not to have to live with your parents anymore. I am very
Yeah.
grateful that mom and dad only be like 15 minutes away. So I used to
Yeah.
like do stuff with them. I always told them like I want to live near you guys. I don't want to live with you. Like I don't mind living near you. I just don't want to live with you. But yeah, I mean, it will be an experience. Like I don't know, there's be some pretty tough days probably, like transportation, learn how to pay the bills, like socially, trying to meet people, and for my personal life, and I got a good friend I'm rooming with, so that would be fun. We're
Yeah.
around the same age, so when your parents are so much older than you, so that's a key thing. But yeah, I think like just trying to be an independent adult, which is weird because like normally it's not you don't think of that as a goal. And I might have said this the last episode too, but like it doesn't really matter what your goal is in life. If it's important to you, then that's your goal or dream in life. And this is like what I want to do. Like everything kind of uh is taking a back burner to this because now I know it's actually happening. Like I don't care about like I want to, work out and play tennis and compete at a high level, but like part of me doesn't care as much right now because I'm trying to move out. I'm trying to figure this like independent life out, and so I can, you know, go on with my life and, you know, be independent. So like one day when mom and dad are gone, and it's just us, I can depend mostly on myself, and I'll need help from you and our sisters, but maybe not as much. So that's kind of like my main thing, and trying to figure it out. So it's like seems real simple, but it's gonna be freaking hard too. So
Yeah, it would be fun though. Like
yeah,
you
it'll be
said, you're rooming
fun.
with a really good friend of yours, and I think it's really important to have a group of friends that are around your same age, or actually more importantly, that are around the same stages of life that you're in.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter really what age. Like, oh hey, like going to college, whether you're 40 or 20, hey, it's doing
yeah,
the same thing, moving out first time you're 20, 30, 40, whatever, like doing the same thing, trying to figure out the same shit. So, and then it's like, oh, it's not so bad because you probably feel like, like we always know, I'm guilty of this too. Like, you're not the only person that deals with these problems, but it feels like you are.
yeah. It's like because it's like feels like no one really knows what you're going through. And that's kind of nice. Like my roommate, and we both were like living at home, and then we just like, hey, let's try to find a place together, and we did. So,
Mm.
and we both lived at home for quite a while, so that'd be kind of nice. Like
Yeah.
look back at it on our own, and she has lived, she moved out before, so that's kind of nice because she kind of knows what to expect, and
Yeah.
so it'll be good. But yeah, I mean, it'll be quite the experience. See how like a year from now, or let's say a year from September 1st, that's when I move in. September 1st, we'll go the first year and see how it goes. Plus you're like renting, so like you never know. Like, if you'll live somewhere the next year or have to move or whatever. So we'll see what happens. So
Yeah. Question for you. You said, so you went to college for 2 years, moved back home. It was tough. Probably it was. I mean, it's probably tough for our mom and dad and tough for you. But what was it like having twin brother out in college doing things that you probably wanted to do, and then um, both our sisters starting families, getting married, having kids. All your siblings are independent, but then you're having to move back home. You got these other limitations. Like, what was that like?
it's always pretty hard. I mean, like, with you being twin, you're always a little jealous. Not like in a bad way, but just like, well, I want to do that too. Like, I
Mm,
want to make move out or you're married now, so it's like, I'd like to find a significant other someday. So it's just kind of hard, but also like it's not like you know my life isn't your life or your life isn't my life. Just like
mm,
different paths. Like we always talk about like living like near each other again, and I was like, yeah, it might happen, but I'm always saying like it's gonna happen like when we're 40 or 50 years old. Like I don't think we should live close to each other now because we're both going different directions. And
mm,
so we're both just doing different things. But yeah, we come back together for certain things like this podcast, which is great. So like we still do stuff together and still can like succeed together, but it's like we we can't live like in the same place yet because it's just our lives aren't going like that. And
yeah.
and then I don't know, like like we'll get into like you in a second, but you're facing obstacles too, and everyone has adversity. Sometimes mine are just more noticeable. Like I just had a sinus infection again, and like I was like wiped out, and so like I was sick, didn't really work that much. So that's just hard, but it's part of my life, and that's what I kind of like figured out when I was like 25. I was like, look, I'm gonna move out eventually. And I'm just gonna like have to deal with my medical conditions. Like it's not like not gonna go away. They're either gonna get a little better where I don't deal with them that much, or something's gonna get worse, like my swallowing, or it's just gonna happen. Like it's either gonna get worse or stay the same and get a little better, but not much. And that's just my life. And you just have
Mhm.
to deal with what uh, I don't know, baggage or whatever's the right word, adversity is thrown at you or whatever you deal with in your life. You're just gonna have to deal with what life throws at you and the stuff like that you're stuck with on a daily basis because it's your life. Like it's my life and it's no one else's problem but mine, and I'll figure it out. It is kind of mom and dad's problem because they have to help me out on some stuff, but uh, they're good parents. They get it. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I'll just deal with whatever happens and try to live in the moment of moving out and being independent. And there'll probably be days where it's like I don't think I'll ever be like, oh, I want to go back home. I hope I never feel like that. But there'll probably be days like, ah, shit, I wish I didn't have CP or this medical condition. Living on my own would be so much easier if I didn't
Mhm.
have it. So, like, with not being able to drive, it's gonna be tough, but I'll figure it out. I did take a driving test a couple months ago, like just like
How many squirrels you hit?
it was like a simulation, and like I like tried to turn, and like I went through like some bushes and into a parking lot, and then I hit the brakes just in time for like before I hit this car. And
Remember
then
we
like
took you in that parking lot and we drove you for the first time?
yeah, it was hard, like 'cause, like I couldn't turn
You could
right.
only turn right or was it
Yeah,
left?
I think it was left, and I like couldn't, or I don't
Just going in
remember.
circles.
Yeah, we were just going in circles, and then
Yeah.
like I remember like I like floored it like right away accidentally, and then like hit the brakes real quick, and you're like, don't put your foot on the pedal so hard, and so we did that, and but it is hard. Like they said when I was like doing the simulation on the highway, I was like, I couldn't stay, like I couldn't like stay in the lane very well. I kept like going across the line a little bit, and then
Mhm.
I did better the second time, but they said your my depth perception is hard.
Yeah.
So, because like people with CP, they kind of deal with that. So, but yeah, like that will be hard, not being able to drive, but I'll figure it out. And you just gotta figure out shit in life. Whether it's your life or mine, like you just gotta figure your own shit out, and there's no one to blame. You just deal with it, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So
Do you feel like the obstacles in life have helped you figure out how to come over obstacles in a game to figure out how to win more than the obstacles in a game have taught you how to figure out how to overcome obstacles in life to figure out how to win? AKA, which one is transferred over
yeah,
better?
yeah, I feel like the obstacles in life are way harder. Like in a tennis match, like I'm like I can come back. This is easy. Like it won't be hard. Sure, it feels like physically hard after you're done, or like
Yeah.
sometimes you don't succeed. But um, I'm like this is easy. Like I can come back. Like trying to learn how to swallow again, or make sure you're chewing so you don't lose those muscles, or trying to stay healthy and so you don't get too sick, like, so it doesn't go to your lungs, it's in your sinuses, and trying to recover from a sinus infection, but then you get COVID right after the the sinus infection, or not the sinus infection, but the surgery I had, and just like one bad thing after another, like in tennis, there's like one bad thing after another, but you can change the match around. In
Hmm.
life, you can change it around too. Just takes way longer. It doesn't take a couple points to change your life around. It takes like a couple months, maybe a couple years.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely did the opposite. Sports, you're supposed to play sports and learn the lessons from sports, and then they're supposed to help you in life. I had to like learn the lessons in life, and then oh, you're gonna go play sports. But I was too young to figure it out. Like, oh, I'd already been through the hard stuff. I still put like a lot of pressure on myself, and was stressed about not playing good, and still am like that, but not as bad. But still, it's just yeah, the stuff I had to learn in life was way harder than what I had to learn in sports. And but sports also, it was like a for me a relief because I had gone through so much at an early age. You know, my relief was, oh, I get to go shoot baskets in the driveway. I get to go play tennis. Where
Yeah.
like, for like guys like you, like that didn't have medical conditions or maybe hadn't faced anything huge like personally, that was like your adversity. Like I gotta go in this game. We were so intense about it. And for me, sometimes I would be like, oh, well, this isn't that bad compared to like what I had just gone through in my personal life. I definitely figured it out or started to figure it out when we were like 23, 22. So I feel like,
That's good shit.
yeah. All
It's
right.
gonna make a
So,
great Instagram clip.
yeah. So, Wes, why don't you just go on what you've been doing? Like your changes, you made some changes in your life that were pretty significant to you and your family, like you and your wife, and how you're overcoming those obstacles and figuring shit out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, started the summer thinking like, all right, I gotta hit my online coaching business pretty hard. Had like a certain goal that I was trying to hit, and then found this gym that was awesome. The guys were awesome. The training was awesome. The kids we trained were awesome. And we were supposed to go train at this other facility, like we would be contracted out. That didn't happen. So then I was trying to find my own like clients because I was like a contractor. And then I just kind of like asked myself what I really wanted. Like, do I really want to be coaching this late? And um, was this like the right type of, I guess, training style for me to coach? And then kind of thinking about what I wanted for me and Audrey and our family. And then it just wasn't like a good fit. Not that something was bad. It was just like, man, everything was great. Like everything was good, but just like some things just weren't a good fit. So now, um, working for the guys at Bold Barbecue. Used to work for them last year. So that's been good to like fall back on and gonna revamp my online stuff and kind of took some time to think about like, all right, what do I want this to look like? What should it really look like? And my business is called Real Health and Fitness, and Real stands for Read, Eat, Achieve, Live. And read just means like learn something daily. I believe you should eat one good meal with some good people every day, just like connect with people through meals. You should do one thing towards a goal every day, so achieve something every day, and then live like live the life you want to, create the life you want to live, actually enjoy life. Because like we got this all in mindset, and sometimes you gotta be all in. I feel like there's no like you don't find balance, you create your own balance. Some people gotta be all in all the time, just who they are. Some people are better taking smaller steps, and it's gonna just take them a longer time. And then that's kind of like what I want real fit health and fitness to be is something that can fit people can fit into their lifestyles better. They don't have to fit into it. So I'm starting like a little accountability group. I gotta work on some things to be accountable for the group. So thinking about like workouts I'm gonna create for it. Right now I'm creating like a lot of recipes so people can just put these simple recipes in and just stay accountable because everybody knows what to do. Everybody knows how to eat, they know how to work out. And it's just like, but why do people not do it? Like why do people just not eat healthy or not work out? And I won't get deep into it because it's a whole psychological and past experiences and how you see yourself and how you see your future self and how like food is like a drug and how like, you get into like how the food system is corrupt. But we're not gonna get that into that rabbit hole right now.
Yeah.
It's a whole different topic. Anyways, doing that, but I'm also realizing, hey, I need like a job. So like real health and fitness would be kind of like the part-time gig. I need to grow that as I
Mhm.
have like another job. And maybe it's gonna be Bull Barbecue for a while. Maybe I'll just be working from them when I can. But applying for some other jobs, some teaching, some for like rec centers, some for um like remote jobs that are kind of like in sports, whether it's selling gym equipment or um Team Snap, which is where our sister works. I literally just found out that application a couple days ago. I just called her and she's like, "Oh, hey, like you should apply for this position." So that'd be super weird if I started working in the same company as Jess, because
That would be weird. That'd be funny.
yeah, that would be funny. Be funny, like an ironic. Like you think you and me would work at the same company
Yeah,
first before me and
because
Jess. Yeah.
she's like all like pure science and does all this high smart
She's
stuff and
computer science. So
yeah,
if you
computer
want to think like,
science. Yeah,
yeah,
she's just like does all this high tech stuff, and you and I were never like that. But your job isn't what her job. It's a different kind of. It would be a
yeah,
different position, but yeah,
yeah,
that is kind of funny. No, that happened. It's all about who you know, though. So
it is. And like even if you would guess I would work with Michaela, our oldest sister, before Jess even, just because one, distance, closer to you and Michaela than Jess.
yeah.
And two, like me and Michaela were exercise science, you and
Oh yeah,
me,
I always forget
we
that. Yeah,
yeah, you and me are like you think, oh, we'd be coaching like a team
yeah,
or working at a rec center together or something like that. So
yeah. That is
yeah,
cool
just like
though.
yeah, it's weird how things come around, but we'll see how that goes. And I think it's been like a big test and like faith too, and like I think I'm like too try to like control everything too much, and sometimes you just gotta do work, but then like you can't just sit in your ass and hope God like does something for you. Like you gotta put in some work and then put in the right
Yeah,
work. Like you gotta ask like what's the right thing. And a lot of people are telling me to become a teacher, but that is like the one thing I really don't want to do.
because you're good at teaching. Like you're just good at
I
it.
know. I know. I just don't like working in a school system, but I'm like, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to be. Sometimes your calling is not like exactly what you thought you wanted it to be, or but we'll see. I'd rather do like an after school program than work in a school. Not saying schools are bad. I think it's more of like who I am and the restrictions.
Yeah,
It's
I can
almost
see
like I
that.
feel like a school put me in a box, but maybe not. Maybe I'd have a little freedom. So we'll see. You gotta earn
Yeah,
that freedom too. So it's like you also gotta wherever I start, I'm gonna have to. You gotta prove yourself when you start a job too. So
yeah, for
it's not like
sure.
you just go in and start doing whatever you want. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's just like a lot of I don't know, a lot of unknowns. I guess, like you said, sometimes you just gotta figure your shit out. That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah. It's kind of funny. Like your mindset changes throughout the years. Like, do you feel like your mindset really changed throughout everything you've done? Because like some of the stuff you don't really feel like doing anymore. Like, man, when we were like 23, 24, like you were all for that stuff. And now it's just like you've gone through it and you just have a different mindset now. And it's like, it's not good. It's not a bad thing. It's good. You try stuff out and then you like some stuff and then you kind of switch gears. So you feel like the person you are now, you're like way different than when, you were 24. And like, cause you were all for like coaching and teaching, right? At
Yeah,
24 because you were single
I
and everything. So
yeah, and like when I was single, I didn't mind coaching early mornings, coaching late nights, because then I would like sleep midday. I
yeah,
would sleep, dude, I would sleep from like 12 to 2 because I'd be waking up at 4 or 5, coaching from like 5 or 6 to like 9 or 10, and then coach like at noon or something. And like your day would be done by 2 if you want it to be. And then you could work the night, like coach
mhm,
at the night if you wanted to. Like I'd coach me like a basketball team or something. But now it's like with having a like Audrey as my wife, it's like I want to go home and like I guess from what I've listened to from other for like podcasts, like people I don't even know, it's like you want to invest in your marriage like right away. Sometimes people get married like, oh, like we're that's all you gotta do. It's like no, it's like I want to build and make our relationship strong so that way when we have kids, like we're gonna have to spend less time together because like maybe have to work or 10 kids here, 10 kids there.
yeah,
yeah, we're still like a strong relationship. We're still like dating each other essentially. So and we're like, the plan is like we want a house, we want kids, stuff like that. So I'm thinking, all right, what's going to be best for that? How do I want that to look like? And then what I want that to look like is I want to be able to like come home and like cook like dinner for our family because I like to cook. I like doing that stuff. And I just am a big believer in like what you feed yourself and the people you love around you really helps their health tremendously. Like you know that.
Yeah,
You know how that works with food. You
yeah,
have huge restrictions around food.
yeah,
Like there's some stuff you literally can't eat. Like it will just almost kill you.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
make me feel sick. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think like when I was visiting you, like you always come up with like good ideas, but I'm just like, just pick something and go with it. Like there's no wrong idea. And I think you just needed like obviously advice from Audrey mostly. And then like I was just throwing stuff out there and like you either liked it or you didn't. And I was like, okay, good. Well, you don't want to do that, I know. So you can
Yeah.
scratch that off. Or, I just, you just gotta pick something and go with it. And you can always go back to something if you want. So
Yeah. And I think I will go back to training athletes. That'll probably be more when me
yeah.
and Audrey have kids and they're at that stage and just coach them. But I mean, coaching is a huge sacrifice. You do sacrifice a lot of your family time if you're a coach.
Yeah, you
So
because like let's say you could go into like coaching college basketball because you don't need
that'd
a
be, yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, you could because you don't need like a teaching certificate or something for that, I heard. But you'd be gone all the time. So it's
Yeah.
like, how bad do you want to do that?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
so, and it
And you
depends like
gotta,
at the level, but like still, if you started out, you'd be probably at the bottom, right? Like when you started. So,
yeah, it's a hard thing too, is wherever I start, I'll be at the bottom again. So it's like, damn, I'm tired of like starting things over. I think I was so into CrossFit and I thought I was gonna like just keep advancing in CrossFit. I was gonna get my level 3, then my level 4, then like open my own gym or be a gym manager for whatever, some other owner. And then I was just like, nah, this is not it. Like this is not like what I want to coach anymore.
yeah.
For that's another podcast for another time. And nothing good or bad, just like realize, oh, that's not what I want to do. So, you know, I do a lot of things, like you said, I have a lot of ideas and then I kind of start them and realize, oh, that's not what I want to do, and then I move on. But one thing I know I do want to do is something with helping people take responsibility for their own health and fitness.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people don't do that. It's
Yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
reason you are the reason you're at your health state, and I have these conversations with myself all the time. I'm like, oh, you feel stressed out and you feel irritable because you didn't eat right or sleep right or work out right, or you didn't do like I like to meditate or journal or
Hmm.
be in the Bible that helps me like mentally. When I don't do that stuff, it's like, well, no wonder I feel like that. So it's like you got to call yourself out. And so kind of like making what I'm gonna do is for this accountability group, it's gonna be like $30 for 30 days, so $30 a month. And then I'm gonna have all like workout plans people can pick, meal plans people can pick. I'm gonna hop on there, basically help people pick habits to do, and then help hold people accountable. Like, why aren't you doing your shit? Like, do your shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think you sent me the clip from Bleed for This that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Bleed for This is a boxing movie. Dude has back surgery, comes back. And in the movie, the guy's being interviewed, and they're like, "What's the biggest lie that you've been told?" And then it's not that simple. And they're like, "Well, what do you mean it's not that simple?" It's like, no, it's the biggest lie. Like it's not that simple. Like it is simple. Like when you are disciplined, life is actually extremely simple. It's like
Yeah.
you know what to eat, what not to eat. You know what you're training, what you're not training. If you're a tennis player, you're not gonna go train for a marathon or basketball or whatever. Like you're training tennis. You know what to get good at.
Yeah.
When you want to like grow a family. Like, oh, I gotta provide for the family. I gotta invest my time in family, however that may look. It might be more providing more business than being there at times.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, yeah, it is that simple. Like, why are we making nutrition and fitness sound so hard? It's actually not. It's like work out for at least 30 minutes, which is not that hard. It's like you just are making it hard. Like,
Yeah.
why are you making it hard in your head? It's like, just go do it. And when people are like, man, you're so harsh. It's like, man, I have these conversations with myself all the time. It's like 80% of the time, I don't want to go work out.
People don't want to hear the truth, man. People are too sensitive. Just like,
Yeah,
come
no,
on,
that's too.
man.
It's a good verse that I think about too. It's like, um, I'm not gonna get it right, but it's gonna be pretty close. It's like in Proverbs, like Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. It's like, don't lean on your own understanding. Basically, lean on God's understanding. And it's like, don't, your emotions are lying to you. I think maybe it's just me, but half the time I'm like, I get so mad. And that's why I meditate. Do you remember when we were kids? I would get so mad and like
We
stuff.
both got really mad.
Yeah. And so it's like, well, why are you mad? Like, I'll say that, like, why are you mad right now? It's like, why you're not patient with this person? Why, like, you're putting an expectation on them that you never told them. So you can't be mad at them. I was like, you're mad that you have to do this, but you could have done this later. It's like, that was just lack of planning, you know? And then sometimes, like, well, if you pray for patience, God's going to put you in situations to make you work on patience. If you want to, have abundance, He's going to put you in positions where you got to build these skills and characteristics to have an abundance so you can share with others. So that's the verse that pops in my head a lot. Like, don't lean on your understanding right now. Like, don't lean to your emotions. And, I'm going to start. I used to not do this, but I want to start coaching through scripture better because, like, it's in the Bible. Like, it's
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
Food was at the beginning of the Bible, it was a garden. Like, there's food everywhere. So that too, like with eating, like, oh, you want to slam those Oreos right now, which I've done before. It's like, well, don't lean on that, or don't lean on that emotion. That's a horrible emotion to lean on. You'd be gaining 20 pounds easily.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what, and if your body's a temple, if you're God's temple, like, what would you, feed the most important person? I guess, yeah, like, I guess is a good way of putting it. Like, most important being is God. Like, what would you feed him if he came to your house? Would you feed him Oreos? Hopefully not. Hopefully you make him like a good meal. So that's how I think you should feed yourself. And that was a big tailspin, but a lot of that's kind of explains how Wyatt's life is with me. It's like, yeah, like, dude, I asked you one question, you just went down 4 different pathways.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that's the long version, and I'll give you the short version. Mine's more blunt, and how I deal with it emotionally. What our parents would tell us, especially me. Sometimes you just gotta rub some dirt on it and move on. Like, got a problem? Gotta rub some dirt on it. Keep going. Just keep going. That's what we're both doing.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought you were gonna say suck it up. I thought that was gonna be it.
I love rubbing dirt on it because it's just like you do rub dirt on it because emotion is like, all right, this happened. Try to heal through the emotional pain of something. So you're kind of like rubbing dirt on it metaphorically, and then you just move on. Like, suck it up, yeah. I like to say that when I'm more mad. Like, suck it up. Like when someone just being a, bitch about something. Like, come on, man. Like it's not that bad. But,
Yeah, it's
um,
just like we're not saying like don't ever ignore your emotions or push them down. It's like,
yeah,
what's it? Like even Djokovic talks about it.
yeah.
It's the
You
number one
can,
tennis player in the world. Like you acknowledge the emotion,
yeah,
but you don't let it. You don't like stay in it. Like you feel that you are not that emotion. Like you feel sad or you feel angry. You are not sad. You are not angry. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you just feel that.
yeah. And then like you just gotta, life just goes on without us. Like you can't just stop. If you just stop and do nothing, life's still gonna go on. So it's like you gotta do something about it. You know, it's like I probably get this quote wrong, but I heard from like a sports movie, The Rookie. It's okay to do what you want to do, but sometimes it's time to start doing what you were meant to do. And it's like
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta do what you're meant to do. Like I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, still possible. Life's not over yet, but I'm working for Special Olympics, and that's what I'm meant to do right now. And so, like that's what you're doing. Just doing, you're still doing what you want to do, but you're also doing what you're meant to do too. 'Cause
yeah.
we gotta make some money, but we gotta survive. Everyone's gotta
Amen.
survive. So.
Amen.